Hello and welcome back to TED Talks Truth and Reality about what happens after your head is out of your ass. Immediate self-enlightenment. Earlier in our discussions I tried to stress how the windows to your mind were your eyes and how you perceive the reality outside of your mind was through the conduit of your eyes. Well, if your head is up your ass, you can't see anything. You're in that dark tunnel. You're in that no man's land that people talk about. And sometimes when you try to get out, you might see that light at the end of the tunnel, and that tunnel just might be your elementary canal. But I now want to stress the eureka moment once your head is out of that orifice. You are open-minded, you're no longer closed-minded, you're no longer narrow-minded, you're unlimited in your imagination and your creativity. You're no longer bound by the constraints of physical reality. You're now out in the open spiritual world where truth and reality exist. That truth and reality has been the main topic of my truth talks. Everybody has their own truth, but there is only one reality. I am trying to get you to be more aware and have more self-awareness of the actual reality we live in, not that mini me world, me first world that I've stressed in my previous discussions. I'm trying to motivate you to stop the momentum of this selfism that is literally ruining the world as well as yourself. But in order for that momentum to stop, the momentum towards bad thoughts, bad deeds, evil influence over your thoughts and your deeds must begin within. And by removing your head out of your butt is the first conscious choice to gain a better perspective and a better reality outside your own me world. I have tried in my previous discussions to get you to realize that everything that has happened to this moment in time has happened in the only way it could have. It's the accumulation of all your thoughts and deeds, as well as all the thoughts and deeds of the collective mind herd we reside and function and operate within. This week was a trying week because the President of the United States of America was under unbelievable stress to try and break away from his preconceived, pre-programmed views. Literally, he had his head up his butt and refused to understand the reality of the world we live in. He thought that by playing nice, being nice, appeasing those who hate us, and following this worldview that we're one big giant playground and everyone's going to get along just fine if we're nice. Well, being a history major and he being a learned man, a college professor, he should also know that that just doesn't work in the real world. It might work in your perspective if your head is still up your ass, but it doesn't once your head comes out and you see what is going on. Literally, there are 100 million or more radical terrorist Muslims who want to kill or convert all the infidels. Now, all the infidels are those who don't see eye to eye with them. They are the epitome of selfism. They are the epitome of closed-mindedness. They are the epitome of my way or the highway. Most of you don't realize they just don't want to kill Christians like they are now. They're killing women, children, and anyone who won't convert. Terrible, 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 terrible tragedy. They have killed millions, literally hundreds of millions, down through the years over the last 1,300 years. They've killed, I believe I read somewhere, over 600 million Hindus. That's the reason that people in India fear and hate the Muslims. All the Muslims. They just don't hate the terrorists. They really are afraid of all of them because they've lived with them longer than we have. Or at least lived with the fear of them longer than we have. Most of us, I watched Jesse Waters and Kimmel and another young lady interview people in the street again. They didn't know what ISIL or ISIS or any of the beheadings. They didn't know anything about James Foley. Now, yesterday, poor British man had his, and he was there volunteering, had his head decapitated. I simply want you to wake up. I guess I should be saying wake up America, but America isn't going to wake up until you wake up. And in the course of my discussions with you, I hope to inspire and still motivate you to, once you have your head out of your butt, to get up off your butt and do something about the world you live in. Be kind, be nice, mostly to yourself first. Take care of yourself, take care of your health, take care of your mind. Once you do that, you'll help your family, your friends, and your community. However, because selfism has such a unbelievable grip, unconscious, blind grip on your heart and your mind, you're unable to do this. You're unwilling. You're caught up in this belief that your belief system is the best and only one to follow. However, throughout history, many, many enlightened people have tried to get you, or get the world, or get the individual, I guess, to realize that change starts inside. And in order for America to change, for the world to change, for the president to change, you have to reevaluate your belief system. I happen to believe that President Obama has been so programmed and conditioned throughout his life, he doesn't realize that this blind addiction to selfism is creating the problem that we are facing. Any contest, I don't care if it's tiddlywinks, chess, football, baseball, it is a contest of two forces that want to win. Weakness never wins. Strength always wins. Appeasement never wins. Bending over backwards to appease a bully sometimes means that bully thinks that you're afraid and takes more advantage of your weakness, and you don't see this until it's too late. I've been in many contests. As I mentioned earlier, I played 14 years of organized football. I played many other sports. Any contest has to be competed at the highest level of the desire to succeed. Not win, to succeed in your goal, to be all you can be in your effort. That's what coaches and teachers and mentors are supposed to instill in the individual. But what has happened is our system has broken down so much over the last 100 years that selfism is propagated within our schools, within our homes, even within our churches and synagogues and in temples. I mean, it just runs rampant throughout our society as well as the rest of the world. I am going to, over the next several sessions, try to explain how my self-enlightenment got me to see all things through a different perspective. It helped me to formulate and determine my conclusions on many, many other aspects other than just the president's inability to make a decision. For some reason, he thinks that by not making a decision and waiting to see what others do helps him make a decision. Well, a leader never leads from the back of the herd. The dust and the confusion and all the other little distractions keep a leader from being a leader. A leader leads in the front of the pack. It's up to the leader to make the decisions on which direction the pack goes. If they're blind, unconscious, and self-centered, they're going to lead the entire herd over a cliff, which is where we're headed right now. If the president doesn't wake up and the blind politicians who are more involved in their tiny little perspective of saying and doing whatever they think is going to get them elected instead of just speaking the truth. And that's what I want the president to do. I don't want him to get up and make flowery speeches and calculated based on polls. I want him to get up and be honest with America so Americans can wake up and face reality. We are not right now, none of us, including myself, and I think I've reached a level of self-enlightenment, but that self-enlightenment only exposes the fact that I'm still bogged down by my physical world. My spiritual world now is talking to you, and I hear Willie, my German Shepherd, she was my muse while I was writing my book, Slow Down in Love, telling me to wrap this thing up because, you know, I can ramble on forever now that I'm speaking directly from the heart and with the spiritual truth that I'm trying to convey to you. And I will get a little bit deeper in our next discussion how selfism is ruining our economy because, again, Washington and the big government do not understand the individual. I want you to understand you, the individual, so you can begin to impose your will on your local officials and elect the right people, the honest people, to do the right thing for all America and all the world. So until our next discussion, which will be this coming Wednesday, Godspeed.